Can I start, Teresa? Oh, I think what's that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll share my screen. All right, are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Well, first of all, hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for attending this presentation on commercial and industrial battery energy storage systems by Pylontech. So very quick, my name is Luis Vallejo and I'm working as an after-sales technical engineer with Pylontech. And today I will walk you through our solutions for energy storage, which are tailored to meet the growing energy demands for commercial and the industrial sectors. All right, so throughout this presentation, we will cover an overview of who is Pylontech, our range of CNI BSS solutions. I'll cover some safety insights on a white paper that we just released a couple of weeks ago. And at the end, we will have a small Q&A session, which, by the way, if you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to write them on the comment on the chats, as my colleagues will help me out answering most of the questions. All right, so let's get started. So who is Pylontech? So Pylontech is a dedicated BSS provider consolidating expertise in electrochemistry, power electronics, and system integration to deliver reliable BSS solutions globally. With its continuous and rapid growth, it has become a leading supplier in lithium battery energy storage systems worldwide. So part of our solutions include the integration of renewable energy, servicing the grid, having backup power, customer applications like self-consumption and demand charge reduction, distributor energy like microgrid stabilization, V2G and VPP, and consumer storage batteries. All right, so our milestones. So this is our history and milestones along the way. We were established in 2009 with BMS and LFP cathode material production. 2 years after we transfer our material production to one of our biggest shareholders, becoming one of the largest cathode material suppliers in China. Therefore, this guarantees that we have zero supply issues on raw materials. We moved into manufacturing cells, modules, racks, and container solutions by 2013. A year after that, 2014, we started a mass production for residential products for both Europe and Australia. By 2018, we have already reached 1 gigawatt hour achieved of BSS globally. That by today's standards, that may not look like a lot, but back then that was huge. And as this technology started to get more popular, this gave us the ability a year after to increase our capacity to 1.5 gigawatt hours. In 2020, that was a big year for us as we successfully were publicly listed in China's stars market. Actually, we were the first ESS only focused company that achieved this accomplishment back in the day. And 2 years after that, we were ranked as #1 global residential ESS company. Last year, 2023, we opened a new manufacturing facility outside of China. We opened it in Italy. So our global presence, as seen for 2024, we started to branch out to have a stronger global presence and to give on-site services. As you will be able to see on the screen, we have global services centers and branches all around the globe, serving more than 80 plus countries, including the USA. And here in the US, we have an office in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It's actually located in Carrollton. And this enables us to provide localized support to our clients. And this global reach pretty much empower us to support diverse range of applications across different industries. Uh, so we take pride of ourselves on being vertically integrated. This means that we control the entire production chain from producing the raw materials all the way to the final product assembly. So this ensures the enhanced reliability and quality control. Therefore, we can offer solutions ranging all the way from 12 volts to 1500 volts that are tested globally with certification and standards. Our in-house engineering ensures we control every aspect of production, leading to higher and reliable quality control. With over more than 50 years of experience, we have developed over 431 different self-developed patents, and we invest heavily in our R&D department. For instance, last year alone, it was around 12% of our revenue that we invested into R&D, which for anyone familiarized with this type of information, this is something very big. All right, so as previously mentioned, we have different facilities all around the globe. Also, our headquarters and R&D center are located in Shanghai, China. We have another cell and module manufacturing facility, including another cell and R&D center in Jiangsu, China, which is the picture or the photo that you will be able to see in the background of this slide. We have another cell and module manufacturing facility in Anhui, another module and container in Kunshan, and a module facility in Hubei, and the one that I talk about in Italy. All right, so below you will be able to see some of our advanced production processes and rigorous quality controls. These pretty much include troubleshooting and early warnings, having a production line as well as an automated logistic control system, and a production data which collects and records everything. All right, so for our CNI solutions, let's dive a little bit deeper into the type or what are these systems designed for, which are for self-consumption, peak shaving, demand charge reduction, backup power, off-grid solutions, microgrid applications, EV charging support, which is getting really, really big here in the US, V2X, frequency integration, and renewable regulations. So pretty much if you're running a factory, a data center, or even an EV charging station, we can offer the flexibility and scalability to meet your energy storage demands. So our system uses LFP technology, so lithium iron phosphate technology. And here in the States, we offer air-cooled solutions. Our liquid-cooled solutions are about to come anytime soon in the US market as well. So the ESS solutions that are available, they are available in racking solutions, in cabinet solutions, and in container formats, depending on the scale and the need of the application. So they are ideal for large scale facilities such as logistics centers, manufacturing plants, and even medical facilities that obviously they need the reliability that is critical. All right, so for our CNI modules, the two main ones that we use here in the States are these two. So the first one, it's called H32148C, or commonly known as M1C module. The capacity is 4.74 kilowatt hours. The nominal voltage is 32 volts. And usually this one is suitable for smaller commercial setups. The one at the bottom, it's called the HM5A 180F, or also commonly known as M5. The capacity is 15.68 kilowatt hours, as you may see in the screen. The nominal voltage is 64 volts, and usually this one is used or designed for large-scale commercial and industrial applications. So these two modules are designed pretty much to offer flexibility in configuration and to make it easy to scale it up or down based on each client energy needs. All right, so this is the module interface for the M1C, which, as you may see, is very, very simple. So it comes with a communication port, the link port 0, a link port 1, which serve as communication bridges between modules and the BMS. We have the status LED and the power terminals. Right, so for the control module, as you may see, this is a little bit more complex. So starting from the bottom right corner, you will be able to see the SOC LEDs, which indicates a quarter of the battery, followed by the status LED on the left. From there, you will be able to see the communication ports. We will have a link port, which connects directly to the master battery of the chain, the LAN to establish communication to the main BMS, RS-232 for debugging purposes. We have CAN and RS-485 protocols. We have ADD switches, which are used pretty much to give certain communication protocols depending on the amount of batteries and the type of inverter used. There's a reset and bottom and dry contact. Our external terminals, and that goes to the inverter, and the power terminals that connect the batteries in series. There's an isolating switch to control the high voltage DC power output. We have a 12 VDC output and input, and depending on the needs, there's either an option to have an external power supply or an internal power supply. For the external one, there's a start bottom and the power switch and power terminals as well. All right, so for the M5 battery module interface, this one is a little bit simpler as well. So it has a protective cover in the front, and after removing it, we will be able to see the interface, which includes the power terminals, status LED, the link port 0, link port 1, which are used for communication between the modules, the RS-232 for debugging and troubleshooting purposes, and the DC port 0 and DC port 1 for input and output power, respectively. For the control interface for the M5, I see at the very top that it says M5C, my bad, it's M5. So for the control interface, it is very similar to the M1C, for the exception of the DC supply terminal. And now we have two AC1 and input for the BMS power supply and AC2 input for the fan. All right, so this is our battery system that features 3 levels of BMS structure. So the BMU, BMS, and main BMS. This ensures the optimal performance by monitoring key parameters like the cell voltage, the temperature of the cell, and the SOC of the cell. Each battery has the BMU inside, which is regulating and controlling the battery. The second level is the BMS, which controls the whole string of the batteries and makes sure the communication of the slaves and the master battery is proper. And finally, the main BMS, which will collect all the BMS situation and information, and it will communicate this to the PCS and or the EMS for good cooperation and better operation performance. All right, so our solutions are not just versatile, but also highly reliable. As you can see, they are designed to serve industries like logistics, shopping malls, universities, EV charging stations, and a couple of more. So whether you need an indoor cabinet or an outdoor containerized solution, we're ensuring an easy setup, low maintenance, and superior safety. So starting with our solutions, this is our first racking solution, which is called the M1C racking solution. And this can vary from a few batteries, and it can go all the way up to 3.8 gigawatt hour, which is done pretty much by connecting 32 racks in parallel via Ethernet, or you can connect just 6 via LAN communication. So this is our M5 racking solution. It's very similar. We can connect just a few batteries or all the way up to 10.5 gigawatt hours. You can connect 32 racks in parallel as well via Ethernet or 6 via LAN communication. So this is our all-in-one solution, integrated solution. It's called the Optimus M1C. So it can be configured from 47 kilowatt hours all the way to 99 kilowatt hours per cabinet. And you can connect all the way up to 2 cabinets in parallel, achieving almost 200 kilowatt hours. And this system is paired usually with a 30K or 60K inverter, and it is a 1C rated solution. So these type of systems, they are mainly used for peak shaving, energy shifting, and self-consumption. All right, so this is our system configuration for the Optimus M1C. On the table, so on the top picture, you will be able to see whether we're using a 30K inverter or a 60K inverter, and how many kilowatt hours per configuration they are set up. Plus, you can see the minimum and maximum capacities per configuration. And on the picture below, you will be able to see how this configuration will look like. All right, so this is our Optimus M5. This one obviously uses our M5 module, and the capacity, it ranges from 172 kilowatt hours to 1.5 megawatt hours. It can be paired with inverters ranging from 60 kilowatts all the way to 600 kilowatts. This one is just half C and is the DC certified UL 9540. These type of systems are mainly used for electricity arbitrage, demand responses, and backup power. And here's the cabinet layout, which, as you will be able to see, the PCS can be placed in 3 different locations depending on the site or on the configuration that you want. And you can either have 1 string or 2 strings inside the cabinet. This is another type of Optimus M5 that we have. So this one has a capacity that ranges from 125 kilowatt hours all the way to 329 kilowatt hours. This one is usually paired with an inverter of 30 kilowatts or all the way up to 120 kilowatts, also have C rated. So for our container solutions, we have 2, both of them are 20-feet container solutions. This is our first one, which has a capacity of 1.3 megawatt hours all the way up to 2 megawatt hours. And this one is paired with Cinexcel inverters, half C systems. And this is usually mainly used for peak shaving, energy shifting, and self-consumption. This is the bigger brother, which has a capacity of 3 megawatt hours, also half C rated, and the PCS ranges from 1,000 kilowatts all the way to 1,500 kilowatts. Okay, so for projects like this, CNA projects, we start with a consultation and analysis, followed by the system design. The production and delivery are usually very fast since we handle everything in-house, thanks to our vertical integration. And as mentioned before, having a US office allows us to support you or the installers during your working hours, during the installation and commissioning. And our team, including myself, we're ready to assist anyone, including installers or the clients directly via phone, email, or if planned properly and in advance, even on site. And lastly, these systems are designed to be easily upgraded and expanded as needed. Also, one of our key benefits of our CNI battery solutions is their low levelized cost of energy, so LCOS. By using this advanced technology and efficient manufacturing process, we're able to deliver energy storage solutions that offer significant cost savings over long term. So here you will be able to see a couple of our examples that we have delivered worldwide, a couple of them in Asia and Europe, America. We have delivered more than 1 million solutions globally. All right, so the white paper. I'm going to talk about the safety insights in this kind of batteries. We released actually this white paper during the RE Plus exhibition just a month and a half ago about this topic. And the reason why this is important is because we are, as far as I know, the only manufacturing facility or the only manufacturing company that have released a white paper on this topic, which obviously gives us a very unique perspective on this subject. All right, so the safety of energy storage systems include several different aspects. In chapter 2 in our white paper, we identify and analyze the safety risk in the entire life cycle of the energy storage systems. And these three aspects are, as you're able to see on the screen, the battery itself, the electrical, and the system integration. So from the battery, which are the risks? So the individual cells are usually the biggest safety risk, and this system depends on many connected cells, and the safety of each one impacts the whole system. So high energy batteries like lithium ion are incredibly powerful, but they can be dangerous if they overheat or fail. In the worst case scenario, this can lead to fires or even explosions. So the design, the quality of the materials, and how the battery is put together are crucial for safety. A poorly designed or assembly battery using low quality materials significantly decreases the chance of failure, obviously. So batteries are also at risk during storage, transport, and everyday use. They can leak, get damaged, or be exposed to water, which can cause problems. So ion batteries in particular are very sensitive to damage, making them more prone to fires if something goes wrong. Now, let's talk about the electrical risk in energy storage systems. Um, we can break this down into these three main areas. The first one is the personal safety, um, which high voltage systems can lead to electrical shocks. The second one is equipment safety. This is when things don't work as they should, and it can lead to operational failures. And the third one, which these failures often results in electrical fires, which are obviously a serious threat. And a lot of these issues in ESS come from poor integration. When components don't really match up well together or they aren't installed properly, the whole system safety is always at risk. That's why getting an electrical design is very important, is one of the key components or main aspects. And finally, like I was saying, the integration is often the biggest challenge in a BSS system. Most failures stems from the balance of systems components like the DC and AC wiring, HVAC systems, and fire suppressions. So these systems are critical elements, and they come from various vendors. Unfortunately, components from different sources don't always place nicely together. Making sure that all parts work seamlessly is obviously a, a a key part to prevent these kind of issues down the line and keeping the system safe. All right, so at Pylontech, what we do, because we take these challenges very seriously, we have developed a series of safety solutions designed to address these three risks. So our approach is built on a careful analysis of the potential risk in energy storage, followed by rigorous testing, obviously. Each solution is certified by relevant safety authorities, which in chapter 3 of our white paper, we have detailed how we tackle this risk through three key areas: the battery design, the electrical safety, and the system integration. So as mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, this is very important, and this is something that sets us apart as a company because we control the whole process from the raw materials. So intrinsic safety is all about the design or designing the batteries to be safe from the start. For lithium-ion batteries, that means focusing on the materials we choose, how we structure the battery, and ensuring top-notch manufacturing processes. These factors are what keep the battery safe even in tough situations. So it's about building safety into every layer of the battery, pretty much from the ground up, and not just adding it later. So we know this as we manufacture our own cells and control every step of the process. Finally, let's talk about the passive safety. So how we keep things safe in if something goes wrong, if they go wrong, is, as you can see, or well, one of the biggest concerns is thermal runaways. This is where a battery overheats, catches fire, or there's a problem that spreads to another cell. To combat this, we use passive safety measures like thermal insulation and pressure release systems. So as you are able to see here in this slide, we use advanced nano insulated boards. So these are very lightweight, durable, and they provide excellent thermal insulation. So pretty much they act like barriers between each cell, stopping the heat and flames from spreading to other components. So this keeps the system intact, and it helps protects everyone or everything around it. And it's about making sure that if one part fails, it doesn't bring it on to the whole system. So I wanted to show you this slide very briefly, that we do not only meet the global certifications, but we exceed them, and we meet all the safety standards globally. As you're able to see here in the States, we know that the UL certification is the most important one, but we meet in every kind of market the highest standard certifications. Now, moving to the electrical design aspect of a BSS safety, so the main aspect pretty much includes these four things: the basic protection, the fault protection, operating and use conditions, and finally the reinforcement measures. And as previously mentioned, the final aspect of safety in this white paper addresses the system integration. All right. I don't know if you guys have any kind of questions, or if there have been a couple of questions in the chat already. I see that someone is raising the hand, Andres Bosch.
Yes. Hello, Luis. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I have a couple of questions. The first one is, what brand of inverter do you use in the solutions for peak shaving and load shifting?
Right.
Especially some of the models that you show, the smallest one, like 30 kilowatt with 100 kilowatt hour. Yeah, those.
Right.
Can you add a photovoltaic arrays to them?
Yes, of course. Regarding inverters, for these ones, for the optimum solutions, right now we have or we're compatible with Solar, and we're right now working on our compatibility list to be open to other manufacturers.
Okay. And all of them have are compatible with panels for charging.
Yes. You can use them in parallel with panels as well.
Okay. And these are inverters for the US market, because I'm talking from Chile, South America, and we have 220.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Yes, for everything that I have shown here is for the North American market. For Chile, I'll have to check with my colleagues that are in charge of the Latin American market.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for the answers.
Sure. So I see, can someone answer Carmen's question? You mentioned the compatibility list. It's in Excel essay as well. All right, so for our container solutions, both of these solutions, we use Excel inverters. Got it. All right, are there any more questions? For today, how long will it take to receive? Okay.
Hi, Luis. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
This is Omar Santana. I'm from Florida. I just noted that the chat is not available, so that's why I'm going to be asking this question.
Sure.
If you could pinpoint any characteristic, I mean, the most remarkable one that our solutions have, specifically in CNI and residentials, against any competitors, what will that be?
Oof. We have a couple, but one of the main ones, as I mentioned in the presentation, is the safety design. As we made everything in-house, so we manufacture everything from the raw materials, we manufacture our own cells, we design our own BMS. So that's something that is usually not seen that much in the industry. I mean, obviously there are a couple of competitors that even if they manufacture their own cells as well, they are mainly focused of 80 to 90 something % into EVs. So we only focus on ESS. That's our main goal. So I think that's one of the main things that sets us apart: the safety design and that everything is working house. Plus, one thing that I really like about working with Pylontech is that we have backward compatibility. This means that down the line, let's say 5 or 10 years down the line, obviously the energy needs of the installation that it's in the client's side may be a little bit different than 5 or 10 years ago. So you can always expand the system, knowing that you don't have to buy the whole system once again. So our batteries, we make sure that they are backward compatible.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Really good.
Of course. Here's the one. All right. This answers back left's question. Back left's question. I'm trying to see when is answering contact list. Oh yes. So for our contact list, you can always write us to if you have any kind of or you need any kind of support at service@pylontech.us. I'm one of the guys who will be helping you out with any kind of situation that you have. You can always count with Ahab, or which is our manager at any technical questions that you have, or engineering. Derek, which is our sales director. And you can, if you have any kind of questions regarding any kind of quote, you can also contact us at sales@pylontech.us. Can you please repeat the compatibility solar PV inverters for non-residential 3-phase? All right, so you mean, I think you mean this one, right, Jessica? So for the Optimus, for both Optimus, the M1C and the M5, we're compatible with solar.
Luis, yes. We can also for whoever is interested, we can send the compatibility list. If you want to just reach out to our sales at pylontech.us or support at pylontech.us, and we are very happy to send you the latest compatibility list.
Right. Right, so Camel just shared the compatibility list. Thank you, Camel. All right, so if those were all the questions, is the ASS list? Yes. All right. From what I see, all the questions have been answered. If you guys have any further questions, please feel free to send us. If it's regarding sales, sales at pylontech.us. If it's regarding any kind of technical aspect, it's send us an email to service@pylontech.us. So from now, that will be it from my end. Thank you everyone for assisting to this webinar, and hope to see you soon as well. Bye-bye.